Hey fellas, how you doing? It's Johnny. You know, I've been wanting to do this video for a long time, but I wanted to make sure it's the right time before I did it, because it's such a big topic, it's such a massive topic, and I almost feel it's a never-ending journey. And I felt like I hadn't had completion in my own life and within regards to what I was teaching. So in this video I'm going to speak about why it's so important to be yourself, and to live from the right place, I see so many people today in society, and lots of people that I first start working with initially, that are not happy with who they are. They're not happy with who they are. They're not happy with how they're living. They're not enjoying their relationships with themselves, with their friends, with their family. And I felt like this for years. And I didn't understand why. I didn't understand why I felt like this. I had all these horrible feelings that are in me. All these feelings of distrust in everything, distrusting life, distrusting other people. That's why a lot of social anxiety, feeling in pain, feelings of embarrassment, feelings of jealousy, feelings of insecurity, feelings of trapped emotion, like I couldn't fully express myself. Part of me felt like I knew what I wanted to say, but there was another part of me that felt like I didn't trust what I was going to say. And I know the answer now. I know why I used to feel that way, and I'm pretty sure I know why you're feeling this way. And lots of men that reach out to me is because I wasn't being honest. I was living a dishonest life. It's a bold statement to make. It can sound really religious for some people. It can sound very Christian, or whatever religion you associate with. It can sound like a do-gooder or someone that's trying to be perfect. So these were some of the other voices I'd get. So every time I tried to start going towards that direction, I'd have other voices saying to me, I'm trying to be perfect, I'm a hypocrite, I'm being soft, I'm not being manly, and it just couldn't seem to get out of this mess. I thought, what is this? What is this darkness? And a lot of the places that were causing me the pain, I didn't want to look at the places, because they made me feel ashamed. It made me feel less of a man, and it frightened me. It absolutely terrified me. It made me feel that I'd be abandoned, and then that made me feel sick. That made me feel disgusting. So I didn't want to lower myself to that level to have these feelings, because they would make me feel powerless. So of course I'd hold on to parts of myself, parts of my life that would give me some sense of power, and these would come in the form of complete dishonesty, being violent, being aggressive towards people, stealing, maybe only small elements of stealing, maybe stealing out of the supermarket, maybe not paying someone back when I said I would, and then of course that would happen to me. People would borrow stuff from me and not pay me back, and I'd be annoyed. I think, fucking hell, this guy's a thief, man. I can't even trust my own friend. I've borrowed him something, he doesn't even give it back to me when I ask for it, and I'm really angry with him. Then I'm afraid I don't want to lose my temper with him, because then I'll flip out, I'll get violent, and I'll use that, and then that won't make me feel good. And then other feelings would come up. I'm not being myself in my social circle. I'm sitting here, these conversations are going on, and I'm not being me. But I don't even know who I am. So I know I'm not being myself, and I'm frustrated by that. And I can feel somewhere in me there is an authentic self, but I don't know who I am, because my identity is being confirmed within the reality that I'm living in. So the way I speak to the shopkeeper when I go in the shop, how I communicate with my mum and my dad, which is not fully honest at the time, because I'm afraid of my parents. Yeah, as crazy as that sounds, I'm afraid of my mum and dad. I'm afraid that they won't love me if I be myself, because the self that I'm being is not me. I'm behaving according to how I feel they want me to behave, and how you want me to behave, and how society wants me to behave, and how my dishonest friends want me to behave at the time. And I'm not judging my friends at the time, because I was dishonest. But part of me felt I'm actually not a dishonest person. And there's another voice saying, well, why don't you stop being dishonest, Johnny? Why are you continuing to live your life this way? So I'll give you some examples. I'm lonely, I'm at home. I'm lonely. I'm afraid that a woman will never love me. Absolutely terrifies me right through every bone of my body, right to the roots of right through me. And then when I get terrified and I feel lonely and I feel abandoned by life, I get furious. I get absolutely furious. I'm cursing. I'm cursing to God. Wow, how come you're doing this to me? How can you let this go on? I'm cursing my dad. How can he treat me like this? I'm cursing my friends. I'm cursing the bullies at school. Can't believe life's dealt me these cards and I'm a good person. And I'm even saying my family are good. But I don't trust my family at this time, because relationships are not honest. We don't communicate with one another with eye contact, with intimacy. I'm afraid of intimacy. I'm afraid of eye contact. That's why I've got this social anxiety. I'm afraid people will judge me. They'll know I'm guilty. What am I guilty for? Why would they care if I wasn't being honest? Because they're not honest. At least that's how it looks from where I'm standing. Because everyone looks dishonest when you're in this place. And sometimes I muster up the courage and I say to my friend, don't you think something isn't right the way we're living? That our state of consciousness is failing us? Because everyone's complaining. Everyone's unhappy. There's no money. Look at the TV, look at the celebrities. I don't want to talk about that stuff. I just want to get on with my mate and have a transparency. I just want to eat food and just simplicity. But there's so much fear. Where's this fear coming from? Because it's not me. So I'm thinking, right, I've had enough of this. I've had enough of sleeping with different women, because they can't give me what I need. I'm not myself when I'm sleeping with them. Who is the self, I ask you, sir? Who is the self that is going out sleeping with different women and lying to all of them? Who is the self? Is that being yourself? Because we know that isn't true. Because I don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. I want to get a girlfriend. I've got this strong voice coming up in me. This is a voice from God, and the voice is saying, I don't want to leave my girlfriend in the room with my friends and worry that my friend's going to try and cheat me. Are they going to try and sleep with my girlfriend and she's going to cheat me? I don't want to live in that place of paranoia and jealousy, because I wouldn't do that to my friend. And then the voice comes up and says, are you sure, Johnny? Are you sure you wouldn't do that? Are you sure you wouldn't cheat on your friend's girlfriend if she came onto you? And I'm saying, of course I wouldn't. And there's all these other voices going off, and I'm saying, I know I wouldn't do that. I've got integrity. I wouldn't have the heart to do that to a friend. That would hurt me. That would make me cry to do that to my friend. That would damage me. I know it feels to be damaged. I've had it done to me. But then I get a voice coming up saying, you hypocrite. You fucking hypocrite. Because you were cheating on all these women. It's the same principle. So if you cheat on all these different women, but I'm going, yeah, but these women cheated on me as well. They're doing it. And he's saying, but that doesn't make it right. All of it starts from the kingdom. It starts from yourself. So I'm saying, so hang on a minute, you mean to say, if I get honest and I stop all this dishonesty, will my friends stop? Because part of me is afraid if I get too honest, I'm going to be left on my own. I'll have no friends. They won't be able to handle my honesty. My integrity will threaten them. Not in a physical, violent way. They won't be able to handle the truth. Because I won't be wearing a mask. I will be living virtuous. So I'll be a man of my word. I couldn't be honest when I was going out sleeping with loads of women. I didn't care about there's loads of other men doing it. I couldn't give a flying shit. How did I feel? You have to be selfish to yourself. If you're not selfish to you, how can you be kind to others? I was treating me like a piece of shit. So of course I'm going to be projecting it out to other people and then thinking, why is life going like this? And I'm in this same state of human consciousness, so everyone else around me is the same. And they're all scratching their heads going, why is it Saturday but it feels like a Sunday? Meaning, why are we getting the results but we don't feel good? Because there's some money, there's alcohol, there's even drugs sometimes. There's all this tough guy talk, but there's no love. The women are around, but the women are dishonest. So yeah, of course I'm Jack the Lad. I tried all this stuff, guys, because I got bullied all my life. I was a bully for many years. I made people scared of me. I scared people into staying away from me because I was afraid of making friendships with people. And I'm sensing you might be in this place. I was afraid of building proper friendship in case people would abandon me. As harsh as that sounds, that is the gospel truth. That's why I went out and I proceeded to hide in my dishonesty. It takes a lot of courage, to be honest. Look at great men in history. Look at the men that are honest, the men that have got integrity, willing to die for their honesty. So I thought to myself, I'm not always a dishonest person, because we can't always be one thing. We make mistakes. I have been honest in my life. I have had that feeling of self-love and appreciation and fellowship, proper relationships with friends. I had that in school. So I know how it feels. How else would I know if it doesn't feel right? How would we know? How would we know a sunny day from a rainy day? That's what hurt me more, because I'd had that feeling of self-security, that feeling of self-confidence, that feeling of wanting to help people, wanting to care for people, and then that feeling of thinking, I don't care about anyone, feeling angry, feeling hateful. So I could discern between the two. So I knew something wasn't right. I knew the relationship with myself wasn't right. There was a big part of me that thought, I don't want to go to this spiritual stuff. This spiritual stuff is for people that can't cope with life. They can't deal with reality. They've lost the plot. Because I've seen so much hypocrisy in the spiritual world. So I'm thinking, everywhere I go, this is a language that I don't even understand how I know. I didn't read this language in a book. Although it's kind of weird, because when I read books, I get reminded I get reminded of this language. I speak to my teacher, he's teaching me, and I say, yeah, you just said something that I felt when I was younger. And he says, yeah, of course I did. Or I'm teaching someone else, I'm doing a video, and I'm just corresponding with that same energy. I call it God. We can call it love. It's the same, it's honesty, it's love, integrity. The higher part of my consciousness says, of course you're going to meet a woman being honest. You're going to meet a beautiful woman. Of course you can make money being completely honest. It's even better. It's nothing to do with money. Money's no more corrupt than the hands of the beholder. A woman's no more corrupt than the man who's looking at her. I don't know if that made sense. I'm half Irish sometimes, I try it. But I started to understand deeper. I'm going on this journey. I can't help it if you guys don't want to come with me. I'm not leaving you. I'm not abandoning anyone. I'm not abandoning my family. I love my family. I'm not abandoning my friends. I love my friends. But I can't continue to love them if I don't love myself. Because the relationship with the self, or the relationship with God, or the universe, or Mother Nature, that's the most important, because everything comes from this place. I feel really intelligent saying this, but I know you know this. You need to hear it. So I'm going to say this to the guys that have had trouble with their father, because lots of our problems come from our father or our mother. Speak to your dad of honesty, nothing will happen. I done it, it works. Speak to your mother of honesty, speak to God of honesty, and speak to the woman that you want to meet with honesty, and you will start attracting it. You will start living in a higher state of consciousness. So then you start, for the social anxiety guys, I know you're out there, you start practicing speaking to people honestly. It's difficult, it was hard for me. I had years of dishonesty built up, layers upon layers of personalities. I'm still working on this stuff. A student of mine asked me the other day, I was working with a guy on a 6 weeks program, he looked me straight in the eye and said, do you ever get nervous, Johnny? Because you don't seem nervous. I said, I'm nervous all the time, man. But I'm not nervous all the time, if that makes sense. I'm very confident of who I am and I'm enjoying my life. So what I was saying to him was, you wouldn't be a human being if you didn't feel nervous. But I'd rather be nervous living a beautiful, honest life than being terrified because I'm living a dishonest life and I'm letting people disrespect me because I'm disrespecting myself. So my message is about honesty. It's about straightening your life out. You don't need religion to do that. You can use that if you want. I'm not stopping you. Whatever religion suits you. Honesty is a language that we all speak. Love is the same language. Then of course women want you. Of course people want to be around you. But this is at the cost of you changing. Thank you very much. Enjoy the process.